Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik. This is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. And we are still in the match against Jochen. No, not this one. And today we will check the 10th January 1942. So we are now more or less 5 weeks in the war. And this time is always a little slow down for at least me. And maybe most of the Japanese player. The first big battles are over, and I must reconsider and reorganize my navy and my air forces. The Battle of Singapore was already a success. The Battle of Philippines, North Philippines, Clarkfield is still ongoing. No decision so far. But we'll see how this continue. And most of my navy assets is in maintenance, and also some upgrades starting already. And for the Japanese, the first upgrades in January, February, March and April are always mainly for anti-submarine equipment, and this is very critical. So here's the Tuna, Mark 14 American submarine, trying to sneak in the port of Yokohama and Tokyo. But of course the Japanese skippers are always on duty, never sleeping. And again, one more hit. I think last turn already we had 5 hits or 6 hits. So the American submarine commander is reckless and try still to do and achieve here something what is impossible. So we send him home with one more maybe scratch on the surface of a submarine, because my submarine equipment is really not the best. And the next submarine is also lurking here, so they're all nearby the Bay of Tokyo and near Yokohama. A lot of noise at the end with not really much success, but at least I can make sure that the submarines are not so successful. And again, Jochen try very aggressively here nearby to achieve something. So far not too successful, but I think I lost 2 patrol ships and one of my cargo ships gets damaged. So at least something. So my rowboat is coming back. Still repair over day, and at night we have always done some failure. So the flotation damage always around, I think, 75 now. So still not really much activity. My submarines long time don't find anything. But it's also related to the Allies have now better maybe escort ships than in the first 1 or 2 weeks. And I must also reposition my submarines. So okay, we get just an upgrade of the submarine's position. So there's one submarine, it's a bay of Kyoto, Osaka, and the other one is still near Tokyo. And Allied scout planes are still everywhere. But at least over Singapore, our cap fighters are looks like successful to kill one of the scouts. Now I make a massive strike with Changcha, but Jochen just move out. So of course the American, if they really must battle something, they always run away. So they always try to make sneak attacks. They don't have honor. Okay, here at least I find some Chinese I-15s, I-16s. Maybe here I can bring order and justice. Hey, yeah, no kill. So far. And here we have it. Cleaning the skies of these scums. The I-15 is a really outdated airplane. This is similar to the Key 27. You normally, I would say you cannot use it more active duty. This is make really no sense more. A Key 27 I really only use it for cap fighter over my own base maybe. Because if I lose the airframe I would say it doesn't matter so long I can keep the pilot. But Jochen use here I think Jochen make here now long range cap I think from Sian. Or maybe it's normal cap, but maybe can be long range cap. And I sweep this spot simply because I have my bombers are coming later on. And if I have my bombers only but with escort fighters, the tendency that they are limited in their skills and their possibilities. So I always like to sweep first with fighters. So then it's a real free hunt. And the fighters they don't must care anything. You can go out full and they try to kill something. And the escort fighters they always must stay close to the bombers and keep an eye on them. So this is a combination sweep and bombardment, included escorts. But every player have of course other opinion in this. I only say kill them all, let no one survive. And today it looks it's successful. Ooh. But only the slight machine guns. They don't create enough damage. And the I-16 is of course, it's hard to say, I don't know. The I-16 I think have armor and they have heavy machine guns, but they're still slow. We never play the Allies, so I only see that I-15, I-16s are dying against the Zero. Like here, so I'm not sure if you really can use them for active frontline duty. So we can kill here maybe 4 or more. And today we have here this a little early on the P-38s are here. I'm not sure. I mean, you can push for this. Normally, I think the P-38s are in the skies of North America, but maybe Jochen buys them out and sends them. I don't know how you can send. I mean, of course, there's some. You can put them back to the pool and then you call them out of the pool. And these are the game rules. If this is now gamey or not gamey, it doesn't matter. I mean, for me, it's really. I don't want always use this kind of excuses that, oh, this is gamey, you cannot put the airplane in the box of North America and the next day the box is by magic in China. And then you must only reassemble the airplane. I don't know really if this is really possible. I only can see that the Zeros and the Lightning, it's not the best combination. So I lose here 2 zeros early on. The only good thing is that even if a damaged lightning have a high tendency to have ops losses. And they're very hard to maintenance. So if you use them in China, it has the advantage that maybe the lightning is better than the zero, at least in high altitude, and they're much faster. But the problem is how you maintenance these lightnings. I think they have a service rating of 4, and I can still kill them, but I would normally say that a 0 on lightning, if I have a kill ratio of 1 to 1, I would always agree say thank you, I take it. Because lightning is first a twin engine, the production rate is low, and the maintenance costs are high. And the 0 is cheap to produce, easy maintenance, so yeah, still more. This is the same situation like the battle before, because I plan to bombard this hex, because I need to slow down Jochen's forces, or at least hurt them. I sweep this hex once or twice and try to create the airspace is free, that my later on bombardment have less troubles. The Flying Tigers are also here. Flying Tigers, or yeah, this I think they're P-39s or P-40. I think P-40. They have also high service costs of 3, so they have a similar issue than the Lightning. Of course, they're only 1 engine airplanes, but even if you damage them, they also have higher tendency to, I think, break down. No, for the most, maybe for the Allies, this is not a big issue, because at least the Allies, British and the Americans, they have very good aviation support, and they can maybe repair everything much quicker than the Chinese. They normally have not the high AV power. So at the end, this was of course not a battle in favor for me. It's I lose maybe 3 zeros here and kill only 1 or 2 enemy fighters. It's in best case this is a balanced outcome. But I hoped for more. Yeah, let's say this. So the I-15s, I-16s are no more. But here are still some lightnings. So this must be, I would say, also long range cap from Changsha maybe. So now 4 zeros so far I count are lost. This is of course really not a good day for the zeros. Somehow, normally this is a good, I would not say it's an elite air wing, but it's a good air wing. But I lost here 1 more. I can damage a Flying Tiger, but I don't know if this is enough. Now Escort fighters. So the Oscars I use normally mainly for Escort because they are really good for low altitude and not good at high altitude. The CEOs are normally better in medium altitude. So I use normally Oscars for Escort because they stick with the bombers in low altitude, and the Zeros they can operate in medium altitude where they perform normally better. Normally, but today looks not so good. I try still to get rid of this base force, and maybe this is now the end. Maybe, I cannot see more. So now I come in. The enemy caps are already lower than before, simply because we had here already 2 air battles. And this is now escorted by Tojos. This is his army elite fighter force. And the Tojo is normally very similar to no, they are not similar to Oscar, but I use them for the same purpose. For Escort, they are normally also good for sweeping, because they are of course high-speed fighters. The main purpose of a Tojo is normally interceptor, so they are normally one of the best cap fighters Japan have. But because I'm lacking here the numbers of Oscars, I use them also here now for escort duty. And I can damage some lightnings, and they are so damaged I must return to base. Oh, but now my Tojo also gets damaged. So we damage each other, but and I don't know why the Tojo is diving on the lightning. And then I come behind and I get a kill. Perfect. Very skillful. So these are elite pilots. These are the elite of the Japanese Army Air Force. Unluckily, one of the lightnings can bypass my escorts. But on the other hand, I'm lucky that the lightning simply cannot create a kill and have no ammunition more. So I have some damaged bombers, but I can kill the lightning. So now I have at least already 2 killed lightning, and if I have a kill ratio of 2 to 1, so I would say now I'm equal. Killing 2 lightning but losing 4 zeros, I would still say this is just is acceptable. A little damage here. Okay, still 1 lightning holding the ground. The rest is damaged or not more ready for operation. So my Oscar is diving on the lightning again, and the lightning have a maintenance or engine failure. Ah, so pity. So I can kill the next lightning. I really don't know how many lightnings or P-38s allies have. I think it's really only 1 fighter group, and because I think the production first ramp up. They are not really high output for the first 2-3 months. But it's I think by far the best fighter airplane they have. And they also are long range, so very similar to a Zero. Here still this, I think was a HQ. I try to get rid of it. Every day a little more. Jochen YT Chinese bomber fleet is coming. In their arrogance, of course. And I must punish them for this. And kill 30% or 33% of the attacking bomber fleet gets immediately killed, and all of the rest gets damaged. So attacking Japanese ground forces are always paid in blood. So one of my Nell bombers, they are on Sub Hunter task force or duty. There's still many submarines around Rabaul, and this makes sense. Rabaul and Truk, I would say, this is simply the main ports for all of operations in northeast of Australia. But no real activity in the afternoon. All air battles was in the morning. Okay. And here's one more submarine. Double. The second battle of Clarkfield now. Yeah, the second. I was able to recover my fatigue and disruption, and it was time to attack. And maybe with a little more luck, we can maybe... I don't know if I can immediately win, but at least I can whittle down, I think, the American forces here. First we make a lot of bombardment, but because the terrain and the maybe too high fort level still make it hard to really hit. I cannot make it faster here. Okay, now we're striking. there are more units here. This is only the first unit. I lost one. I think one of my scout tanks just gets killed. So this is everything what I have. But I don't know if there's more of the allied forces. There's still one of these strong Filipino divisions. The rest is all smaller stuff. So the minimum goal was it's already improvement. It's still no victory, but an improvement. I think last battle we had a defeat, a small defeat. Now I only lost maybe roughly a third of my attack value, and Jochen can give 50% on top. So I have now already more attack value on the table, but still not 2-1. So still only a small victory for me. But I can blow up the next fort level. So Jochen's position will be even more weaker next turn. And losses are. Yeah, I lost one of my vehicles simply because of the Japanese armor is very weak. It's really, they're good for maybe against Dutch forces, Malayan forces, everything who have no real anti-tank weapons, or Chinese. But for against American and British forces, I think they are limited in use. So I lose here high numbers on vehicles again. Mainly in the non-combat, I think these are support stuff. Naja. So the non-combat are normally always support, and support I have nearly unlimited stuff, so it doesn't matter. The only thing what costs you more industry points are the vehicles. But mostly all of my units are only disabled, and on Jochen's side it's now 50-50. Mainly on the Scots he lost a lot of fighting forces here. And many of his guns gets disabled. So it's okay. It's not a perfect victory. I must wait now 3-4 days again, and then I can strike once more. And maybe the next attack will be a success. Here is now the bombardment in Kokong. I still keep the pressure up here and try to damage as much as possible with my heavy guns here. And if Jochen tried to attack me here with my heavy division, now I'm here. I'm on my... I also have here good terrain. So if he want to kick me out here, he will need a lot of force. Simply because Chinese are good in defending, but not so good in normally attacking if the odds are not crazy. So I have here 20,000 guys. Jochen have here maybe nearly 60,000. So he have 3 times more, but still my heavy guns can create much more damage. And everything what is disabled cannot attack more. So even if he have the numbers, he have not 3, I mean he have nearly 3 times attack value. But we will see. I keep the pressure up. I let Jochen decide this. If he still think he can fight with Japanese forces, he can try the next unit. Good. Now only expansion of forces. So 11th January. The air war overall was still a success, I would say. We have 18 to 7 airframes. Now, okay, the I-16s are outdated airframes, but 5. I lost 4 zeros, so all 4 are lost air-to-air, no operation losses. But Jochen lost 4 Flying Tigers, so the kill ratio of first-class frontline fighters are 1-to-1. Here are 4 more I-15s, so these are 9 secondary airframes. I would normally say they're only for training, but okay, now they are lost, they are killed. Additionally, 2 Lightnings killed, but no ops losses. So 6 frontline fighters first class. In the Lightning I would normally count double, and they give double points because they have 2 engines. And I lost 1 Tojo by ops losses. This is a little unlucky. But we also kill, this is the 1 kill I hear. This is a Catalina 5, so this is a torpedo edition. Always get lucky if I can kill them. And one of these crazy Chinese bombers are getting killed by flak. But only one, the damaged one all survive. Still, I would say I lost to 5 frontline fighters and Dojo lost at least 6. And if you want, you can count the Lightning double. And on top of this, he lost also 9 support airframes. So, Air War was a success. Still, of course, 4-0 are a burden. Out of these 7 pilots, I have 2 wounded, 2 killed, and 2 missing in action. Okay. It is like it is. I think ship sunk because there was no activity last turn. So no ship sunk last turn. Nothing. Really nothing. I also have no track more of any submarines. I know that I saw just before here a submarine and here a submarine. I think Jochen tried to keep them here somewhere in the deep water, of course. And yeah, why not? Here was also a lot of submarines. And in this area I saw shortly some submarines. And why not? This is a typical hunting ground for submarines. But Mark 14s simply don't really work well. Here in the north is no big change. So I think we had here the squadron. They're making the 6 kills, so this has this 6 kills. And the problem is you don't know, they don't tell you at which turn you make the 6 kills. But because I can see here increase of experience, and normally a kill gives also experience points. So you can see here 1. This guy make 2 kills, so 2 points, and here also make 1 point. So I would normally can say if this is 1 kill, 2 kill, 3, 4, 5, 6 kills, and 6 experience points. And these are the 6 kills from just now. Because I just create this air wing, it's a broken unit it's a broken fighting force here in China. In the Oscars, they have no kills up to now, so nothing. So they also get no experience. This was this force. Here I think was nothing. No kill. 7 kills. But these are older kills, I think. Yeah, nothing. I make a big sweep with this unit. I try normally to whittle down Jochen's forces. And this is really a lead unit. You can see high experience, high air skills, and also good defense skills. So this is a guy I can call in. bring in active duty. Yes, bring in active duty. But somehow Jochen know I will come, and then he avoids the attack. Yeah, but this can happen, of course. You always see, I mean, I see here still the fighters, so Jochen had his fighters here, and I'm sure he make out of Shangsha a long range attack or long range cap. And the game lacks something like if I make a sweep here and Jochen will make a long range attack, the game simply say 1/3 of the long range he sent to this hex are in this hex, and 2/3 are on the ground. Of course, in reality, these airplanes, they always take off, flying and returning. And if I make a sweep, I would at least normally intercept some of this incoming and outgoing airplanes, but the game don't have this. The game simply say, okay, if you want to sweep this hex, you sweep this hex, and only if they're cap fighters or training airplanes, you can attack them. So it's game rules, a game rule. This is a little unlucky that there is still no mechanic for this. Okay, the big losses was normally from Amoy, so Charmin. This is my 0 air wing, also only a part. And we lost here 4 air to air. So this unit lost all 4 zeros this turn, and I have here now 2 wounded pilots and 2 pilots missing in action. So no killed pilot, but missing in action and wounded. So I maybe can get the wounded back, which would be helpful. And the missing pilots, I'm not sure. They are lost in this hex. So if I take the city, maybe I have a chance to get 1 pilot at least back. I really don't know how the game calculates this. If you take the hex and then there's simply a check if you get the pilot, yes or no, or if you must take the hex in a certain time frame, or I don't know. This is too deep in the mechanics. And there's also this other air wing. This is a Tojo. So this is a written ops losses, I don't know. But the pilot is okay. So I lost the airframe, but not the pilot. And these are elite pilots. I mean, somehow elite. I don't say they are super elite, but they are good trained, well trained. And they have 6 kills up to now. And I don't know if we make a kill. No, we're making a no kill. Oh, we make a kill, but we don't experience. I'm not more sure. I thought I killed a lightning. Normally, I thought every kill give 1 experience point. But okay. What else? What else? From Canton. This unit also was in escort mission. Okay, 1 pilot is also waiting here to enter duty. But we see here also no increase of experience. So this was the fighting today. I was not able to kill this unit still, so but there are only 700 units left. Here are some units. I don't know if the numbers of units, I mean the number of units may be correct 5, but the troops are maybe less. Jochen is still here in Changsha, but he have less fighters, so only 54. I think before he had 63 or something. Because in Xi'an I see now here some fighters. Now here are 15. And maybe he will move more fighters to Xi'an to protect these forces, because this will be maybe a hotspot in the future. Jochen will move here in this hex soon. And he will still bring here more and more. So he tried to block me here completely. And maybe we have a stalemate here, so that we block each other. Then I can only use my heavy guns maybe to bombard him out of the hex. We will see. Normally I would like it to take a Xi'an at least, because he has heavy industry, oil and refineries. Everything what I need. And I can also create here a big airbase. Yeah, we will see. I don't know how much Jochen will invest in Xi'an to try to hold this. If he really only block here or if he really won't battle it out. We will see. Yeah, here in the source maybe. So Jochen is coming, it looks like he is a dot down source and west, so why not? He have enough forces, at least 15 units, so he can bring on both the roads some units. Maybe his main force coming directly and some support units trying to sneak around. I have no other choice than also to bring some block units here, so that we maybe block us here in the source, that I can still bring supplies here in and I bombard him, and then if he won't fight me, he can fight me, then I will drop back if he can win the battle. But it's cost him at least 1 or 2 weeks. I bring still more forces here in the center, and yeah, we must see how I can break this situation around Xi'an. Yeah. In Burma is nothing because I don't invest anything. And in Malaya, I can see that Jochen is still moving west. And if my scout's telling me correct, he also moving northeast and southeast. So he maybe walk in all 3 directions. And I will choose to take one army to Kuala Lumpur, and then I will take this base. Once I take the base, the rest can starve. I normally only must take the base, and then the rest is I can maybe bomb with Air Force. My cruiser formation in the Bay of Bengal, moving around, messing up with Jochen, gets always detected. So I know that Jochen has very strong navy search here. But this also will maybe make it very hard for him to bring out any shipping. So long I can move here around, he can only bring out cargo ships with high escort. And the question is how much the British have now. I think there's nothing really heavier than light cruisers, or even maybe some 1 or 2 heavy cruisers. But I also have enough assets that it will be dangerous for Jochen to operate here. And this is all I need. I want only block, no additional forces going to Rangoon. So I have time to mess or clean up the mess in Malaya, and after I will finish with Malaya, I can maybe go for Rangoon. So Philippines is another big battle. Jochen hold, but I can blow up the fort, and the losses are equally, and I have more disabled than destroyed. But now I have again high disruption and fatigue. So I need 3 to 5 days to reorganize my forces. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divisions fighting. And the attack value is only the 4th division had a little half day, but normally, yeah, you can see. But the rest of the forces are still in good shape. But I need the fatigue less than 10%. So I would say 3 days minimum, up to 5 days. Nothing else happened here. Nothing else happened here. So I try to lure the Catalinas out, but they don't want to come out. Maybe every day I can kill one of them. If they're trying to scout me, then my cap fighters can kill this one Catalina. So this is of course a very slow progress. Anything else? Here submarines are everywhere, of course. And my sub-hunters or my navy sub-hunters are not so skillful. And my Nell bombers are also not the best. I'm still in training mode. I have still less than 60. I would say a 60 skill level is normally what you need to really use this. And the 70 is already something like an expert. And if you have, I would say 60 is normally the minimum it needs to be really successful. But because I I want at least detect the enemy submarines, and I have a skill level of 50. I would say with 50 I can detect them. Maybe not kill them, but detect them. And maybe in 1 or 2 weeks I'm at 60. Then I can maybe also hurt them. We will see. But nothing more here. So I'm not more sure there was anything else. Any big battle? Not really. Not really. So I think this is first enough. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.